So we have the first play on offense here for the Bengals, and Antoine Bethea gives us a pretty bad effort on this play. And it's just concerning. There's not much to say about this. Nice play by Zach Taylor, the first-year coach. It's concerning because a lot of times during the season, Antoine Bethea is going to be our last line of defense on certain plays against big plays. And if he's going to give efforts like this, I understand C.J. Uzomah is a big tight end. It's not easy, but what is that? I mean, he was just running alongside of him. Looked like he didn't even give an attempt to tackle. I'll admit it was better than Curtis Riley's attempt in Week 17 against whoever the Dallas tight end was. I don't even know his name, but you guys know what I'm talking about. But it is concerning. It was a nice play call, and obviously went for a pretty nice game. But if you're Antoine Bethea, you've been around long enough to know you have to do a better job than whatever this attempt was. So Dexter Lawrence had himself a pretty nice game tonight. Obviously there was this play where he got pressure up the middle, and pass got deflected. Hit it up pretty highly. Fortunately, no one was there to intercept it. I don't know if they show. Yep, they show this angle here. So he was getting pushed by, right here on Price. I think that's Billy Price from Ohio State. He's getting pushed up the middle and gets hit there by number 67. Gets his left hand on it and just pretty much makes, the only play he could make in that situation. There wasn't much of a pass rush. I think the Giants sent 3 people on this play. Yes, it was 3 people against, looked like 5 Bengals offensive linemen, or 4 or 5. So the Giants were outnumbered there, and Andy Dalton had a lot of time, and just a nice play. I mean, sometimes all you can do is get your hand on the ball, and that's what Dexter Lawrence did. So he had himself a nice game tonight. Very nice to see that from a first-round pick, so I was satisfied with what he did in the third preseason game. So here, James Betcher shows his aggressive side, which is stuff that he liked to do in Arizona, so this was definitely his reputation. Sends everybody and then has his receivers or cornerbacks in man coverage with the receivers in one-on-one situations. And there was some nice pressure from the right side from Tay Davis, and then Corey Ballantyne makes a really nice play for the pass breakup. We'll see if they show a replay or not. I don't know if they're going to show Ballantyne's play or not, but you see Tay Davis on the right side hitting Andy Dalton. Don't think they showed the pass deflection, but we'll just watch it again. Watch Ballantyne. I call him Ballantyne. On top there, sticks with his man, gets his left arm in there. Clean play, nice play, great job there by the Giants' 6th-round rookie. So on to the Eli drive, and of course we had the first passing play in Cody Latimer with the unfortunate drop in this one on top of the screen here. Would have been a first down. The pass was a bit low. I don't want to blame Eli for that, but you wish it was at the numbers, chest high. And yeah, it's a ball you got to catch. There's really no excuse for that. You're in the NFL. Latimer's been around long enough to know he's got to catch that ball. So it is what it is. But the Giants would convert on a slant route just a couple plays later. So hang on a minute for that. So here is that completion. It was Russell Shepard right here in the slot down here. And it was a gain of about 19, 20 yards, I believe it was. Nice throw. Nice play. Good ball placement there. Usually when we're talking about ball placement nowadays, it's his backup Daniel Jones, but on this play, Eli Manning makes a really nice throw. I thought Eli looked pretty good tonight from an overall standpoint. I know it was one drive, but for the most part, he had a lot of velocity on the ball, and there were reports in practice coming out saying that he's throwing the ball faster than he has in years. And I'm like, yeah, whatever. I don't believe it. But no, when you actually watch these games in the preseason, especially tonight, his ball has some zip on it. So it's encouraging to see that. I really hope he has a rejuvenated, bounce-back type year and gets the Giants into the playoffs, obviously. That would be amazing. So let's see what Eli does in 2019. I'm excited for it, and I hope he plays well. So here we have Evan Engram. Actually, right here we have B.W. Webb, former Giant. Look at his stats from last year. I mean, just a phenomenal year for the Giants. I mean, he wasn't that bad. He wasn't like Curtis Riley made him look good, but B.W. Webb was really not that good of a cornerback for us. Anyway, on to the play now. So we're going to have, I believe it was Wayne Gallman put in motion here, running behind Eli, and 3 wide receivers over here. So the defense is probably thinking, I just love this play call by Pat Shurmur. You guys know I'm a big Shurmur fan. Has the defense thinking, hey, he's probably going to swing it to Gallman. These 3 receivers are going to block these 3 corners, and the Giants are going to try and get a first down this way with Gallman on a swing pass. But what they do is they fake it to Gallman, and watching this game, I honestly fell for it. I honestly thought they were going for Gallman, so if I was on the Bengals defense, I'd be on the wrong side of the field right now. That's why I'm not in the NFL. So they go back to Evan Engram, makes his first catch of the preseason. Evan Engram finishes this very nicely, puts his head down. He won that one against his former teammate B.W. Webb, And you love to see that. Evan Engram's going to be a big piece of this team this year. I just took him in my fantasy draft in the 5th round, so if he does this all season, I would love to see it. But he needs to be a big piece of this offense. He will be a big piece of this offense as long as he's healthy. And you love seeing that play design, so nice job by Pat Shurmur and Evan Engram. So as I said last video, as long as you make holes like this, it doesn't matter what kind of running back you have back there. Any average running back is going to get a first down on this play. Some really nice blocking by the Giants. Wayne Gallman gets tackled there, but let's look at the blocking. I think they show it from right here. So I think Red Ellison right here makes a nice block. The Giants are going to the right here, blocking to the right, and then Gallman cuts back to the left. Here's the opening. So this is Nate Solder right here, and he creates an entire lane over here, which if you have a decent amount of vision from Wayne Gallman, you could tell, hey, this is open over here, this is not. Let's run right over here. That's exactly what he does. He does the right thing. A running back like Trent Richardson probably would have ran, where is it? Oh no, I'm showing the wrong replay now. If this was Trent Richardson, he'd probably run right into number 52. But Wayne Gallman is good enough to run through this hole and pick up the first down. So a nice job blocking there by everybody. Even Zeitler was making nice blocks there. So nice job by them. The offensive line's done nothing but good things this preseason. There was one play later we'll get to, but we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. This is a play that not every running back's going to make, but it was a nice move by Wayne Gallman once again. And Eli Manning was blocking downfield on this play, looking like Russell Wilson for the Seahawks. And I guess it was an option play, and Eli was like, hey, I might as well just block downfield here. And obviously Eli's not going to keep the ball. So let's see what the blockers did here. Once again, Ellison sealing the edge right here, 85, doing his thing. And what number is this? 18. Fowler did a nice job blocking his man. So watch the top guys here. Watch Ellison and watch Fowler, and watch how good of a job these guys did blocking to create this this entire left side of the field to be open. Wayne Gallman, I mean, if this was Saquon, maybe he scores on this. Maybe. I mean, who knows? It would have been close. But Wayne Gallman picks up a first down. Eli Manning's blocking all the way down to the end zone. You love to see that kind of stuff. And look, if Eli Manning wasn't playing for his job, then he might not have done this. But you know what? He has something to play for this year, and it's going to make him play at his highest level in a few years probably. So I'm excited for it. As I said, I'm very excited for Eli this year. And a nice cutback by Wayne Gallman, making the most out of that play. So once again, Cody Latimer had a rough first drive, and this is a ball he has to catch. He's down here. You can argue the throw was a little bit behind him, but hey, you have to catch it. It could have been a touchdown. B.W. Webb on the coverage, and I don't know if the replay is going to show it or not. We'll see. Let's see if this shows us anything. Blocking was good, I mean, it was a pretty quick throw. It wasn't like he was standing back there all day, but the blockers, they had their guys here. I can't even see who this is. I mean, this is Jalapio. I'm assuming this is Zeitler. This is Remmers. And then I'm assuming this is Will Hernandez. Solder's kind of getting beat there, but who cares? By Kerry Wynn, former Giant, preseason hero Kerry Wynn. And Eli makes a pretty good throw. I mean, you can obviously see it hit him in both hands and couldn't haul it in. A little wobbly on the ball there by Eli. I mean, he's not known for throwing perfect spirals nowadays, especially, but still have to catch it. I mean, come on. But hey, it's preseason. I don't care. Learn from it. Don't make the same mistake in the regular season. So on this play, let's watch Antoine Bethea, who's going to come down in the box here. Gets the backside tackle here on, I guess this is Gio Bernard. Someone else was there as well. I think it was Tay Davis, who was left unblocked. But there's been a lot of negativity around Antoine Bethea, saying he can't get it done anymore. And yeah, I roasted him on the first play, and rightfully so. That was a terrible tackle attempt. But that right there was a nice play. I know he was unblocked, but hey, I mean, it still worked. And honestly, if the Bengals had a play action here, this might have been a huge play, but they didn't, and it was still a nice tackle by Antoine Bethea. So here we have Daniel Jones and a nice play action play here. Red Ellison, wide open, picks up like 15, 20 yards. And Garrett Dickerson with the blocks as well. I mean, Garrett Dickerson right now is in a position to win that third tight end job. Obviously, we have Evan Engram, Red Ellison, but the third spot's a question mark, and I think Dickerson right now is playing the best. I mean, you have Scott Simonson, C.J. Conrad is there as well. There might be someone else that I'm forgetting, but this play worked perfectly. You could see this man right here, number 36, I believe, was blitzing, makes this entire play work, and no one's there to get Ellison on the backside, and picks up like 15, 20-ish yards, and a nice block by Dickerson once again. So a nice job at Pat Shurmur there, and Daniel Jones, Red Ellison, Garrett Dickerson, everyone making that play work. A nice play here by Lorenzo Carter and Dexter Lawrence to stop the run. So let's watch Lorenzo Carter down here. He's going to set the edge, make sure the running back, who I guess is Bernard, doesn't get outside. So he sets the edge there, and then Dexter Lawrence moves down here right into the running lane, takes care of Gio, and they get no gain on this play. So it was a nice job there by the Giants defense. Those two guys in particular, even, who was it? Ryan Connolly was there as well. I didn't even notice he was in this play, but he seems to be in every play, every run play. Nice job there. So, yeah, I mean, Ryan Connolly has definitely opened some eyes, and he's definitely going to make this team. I mean, he was a 4th or 5th round pick. Definitely going to get a lot of playing time this year. He's definitely above B.J. Goodson, so we'll see how much he actually does play in the regular season, but right now it's looking good for him. So when Janoris Jenkins came here from, at the time, St. Louis, he had a reputation of sometimes going all out for a play, always looks for the pick six and stuff like that, and this is an example of it. So he's right down here, completely bites on what he thinks is a slant route, but the receiver fakes him out, and then it goes outside and gets a first down out of it, basically. And, of course, Bethea there that was Jabril Peppers behind him to make the tackle, but if you see the replay, you can probably see Janoris Jenkins just not there. Okay, probably here's the best angle of it. But if you watch Janoris, he's basically going all out for the slant route, probably looking for the pick six. But Jabril Peppers was there, luckily, to make that tackle. So it is what it is. I mean, Janoris has to be more patient than that. I understand where he's coming from and trying to make a big play, get a pick six. It's preseason, whatever. But hopefully he does not do that kind of stuff in the regular season. So on this play, I mean, there's no one really to blame here. The Bengals just outplayed us on this particular play. So let's watch. Right here, I believe, is Jabril Peppers, and watch Gio Bernard on this blitz pickup here. He does an awesome job picking him up. I mean, he does get knocked down, but still gave his quarterback enough time. And then Tyler Boyd, who had the drop earlier, beat Corey Ballantyne on the drag route. And I guess I don't even know where Ballantyne is, honestly. Probably here. This is Boyd here. Let's take a look. Yes, it is. So he just beats him on the drag route. I mean, Boyd's a 1,000-yard receiver last year, so he's not too shabby. I just saw John Jerry on the bench. Wow. But yeah, I mean, it is what it is. Andy Dalton was placing the ball pretty nicely tonight, had some nice throws, and this was one of them. So it is what it is. So this play annoyed the heck out of me when I was watching it. It was Tay Davis who had a one-on-one with the running back. They just swing it out. And Davis clearly just over pursues this and picks up like an extra 10 yards on this play. You just can't have it. I mean, this guy is supposed to be a starting inside linebacker for us. I think if the season started tonight, he would have been starting for us, and you cannot have this kind of stuff. Have to make that tackle. You have to use the sideline as your friend in that case. You kind of have to just push him out of bounds. Can't really over pursue there, but that's exactly what happened. Picked up an extra 10 yards on it, and if that happens week one with Zeke, I'm not going to be happy about it. So I think inside linebacker is absolutely a concern for us right now. I mean, we haven't really seen much of Alec Ogletree. You guys know I think that he's pretty overrated based off what the perception of him is. I do like Ryan Connolly. He'll probably start at some point this year, it's looking like, unless Tay Davis can just play better. So we'll see what happens there. It'll be interesting to see what happens at the inside linebacker position for the Giants for 2019. Alright, so this play, we all know, is the touchdown play for the Bengals, and this had Landon Collins written all over it, and Dave Gettleman preached that he needed a safety that can play on all three downs. He traded Odell Beckham in a package to get Jabril Peppers, and what he did here was very similar to what Landon Collins was doing. So here is Peppers. Gets caught peeking in the backfield here for too long, and his man C.J. Uzomah beats him for a touchdown, I believe it was. And it was a very nice pass by Dalton. You can't discredit him for anything right there. But hey, I mean, you gotta stay with your man there. If you're Jabril Peppers, he obviously got beat. I don't know if the replay shows him peeking in the backfield too much. We'll see. So, I mean, you can kind of see it right here. I mean, the ball wasn't even in the air yet, obviously, but by the time that he got back, Uzuma already had a step on him, and that's what happened a lot with Landon Collins the last few years, and I just hope that he is better at pass coverage than Landon Collins, because that would suck. I feel like we would just make a lateral move at that point. I do believe, as I said, that eventually that Jabril Peppers will be better than Landon Collins, but right now I still think Landon is the better player, but Jabril is still 23, so he has time to improve. But, the ceiling for Jabril is higher, but if he makes plays like this, then who knows, he might be another Landon Collins, which isn't a bad player. Then it would just make the trade look not so good from that perspective. There's not much to be said about this play. It was just, once again, for like the 100th time this preseason, great ball placement by Daniel Jones on a drag route here by, who was it? Russell Shepard. Picked up a nice chunk of yardage here. Turned a 2nd and 18 into a 3rd and 5, so you love to see that. So there's really not much to go over there, obviously, just nice ball placement by our first-round quarterback. So unfortunately, all I have is the Bengals broadcast, and I obviously watched this game from the Giants broadcast, and this broadcast doesn't even show you the yellow line of the first down, so you really can't see it here. Some bad camera work as well, but basically what happened was the first down marker is right on the 45-yard line where the mouse is, and Benny Fowler basically had the first down when he first caught this ball. I mean, he was right... Did he catch it yet? I can't... All right, right there. So he has the ball right here on the 45. All he had to do was just lay down. It was 3rd and 6, obviously. If he just laid down, that would be a first down. But what he did right here, just a boneheaded move. Tried to turn back for some reason and make a big play, but he just ended up losing 1.5 yards and made it a 4th down situation, turned that into a punt. It is preseason, but you would hate to see that in the regular season, so you obviously can't have that kind of stuff happen, so just fix it up by the time September comes around. So this was the Janoris Jenkins pass interference, and the Bengals receiver just made an outstanding catch right here. I forget the guy's name, but just an awesome play by him, and the quarterback could have thrown that ball a little bit further, had to come back for it. But honestly, Ryan Finley, I forget what school he went to, maybe NC State or something like that. He looked impressive. I mean, he is a rookie, but he looked really impressive in this game. Janoris Jenkins, I can see where they're coming from with this, but he was just going for the ball. I don't think Janoris was intentionally going for him. But anyway, he made the catch, and they called pass interference. So, you can't win every play. Sometimes your opponent just outplays you. Janoris Jenkins is better than whoever this guy is. I think it just said Willis or something. I don't even know who he is, but it happens, and it sucks, but I don't think they showed a replay either. But on this play, it was just not a great throw, but just a great play by the receiver, and Janoris was beat by like a few yards. So I mean, Bethea was over the top, but he probably wouldn't have got there in time anyway. So just an unfortunate play, and once again, just happy it's preseason, and hopefully they learn from this kind of stuff. So Janoris follows that play up with an even better play. I mean, this was just outstanding. Textbook play. I mean, he was keeping up with him stride for stride, got his head around, got his hand in there, made a great play. I do believe they show a replay. Yep, they do. So if you watch Janoris, he gets his head around right there, locates the ball, and I believe his right arm makes the play. Yes, he does, and that's just beautiful. That's how you do it. I mean, if they called interference on that, I'm not sure what else you could do. You might as well just walk off the field at that point. So great defense. Love to see it. I mean, he got beat by the same guy earlier, so I'm happy it didn't happen again. And Janoris Jenkins, as you guys know, I still like him. I still think he can get the job done in this league, and he just made a great play right there. So here's Britton Golden's catch from Daniel Jones. I mean, both guys made a great play here. Daniel Jones, the mechanics and everything, the offensive line was just terrific here. And just places the ball in a perfect spot, as he always does, it seems like. And, Britton Golden had himself a nice game in this one, had the unfortunate muff punt at the end of the game. If you guys were even watching at that point, I think it was in the 4th quarter, but he did have a lot of bright moments in this game. He's fighting for a roster spot, so it was cool to see that. But Daniel Jones, I mean, he has just made some outstanding throws in this preseason. And, he did everything right here. I mean, he looked to the left, faked over here, and probably drew the safety over there as well, and that just opened up an opportunity for this throw to be made. It wasn't like he was staring down Britton Golden the whole time. I mean, he made himself look like a veteran quarterback right there, and he's looked like he's been in the league for at least a few years, as I've been saying since the first preseason game. You don't see any nerves with Daniel Jones or anything like that. Looks like a professional, And, once again, just very excited for what he's going to do in the regular season as well. So here's the bad play for the offensive line. It was Nate Solder, of course, on the left here. And he was against Carl Lawson, number 58. He was talented. He was a third-round pick a few years ago, I believe. Just knocks his hands down, gets right around him. Even Mike Remmers had a rough go on this play. And luckily, they had a recovery there by Britton Golden, who just seemed to be in the right place at the right time tonight. And we'll watch it again here. I mean, he just knocks Solder's hands down. He did not get extended whatsoever on this play. And luckily, it wasn't a turnover. Daniel Jones takes a big hit there. Luckily, got up from that. So, I mean, that's kind of your welcome to the NFL moment right there. I don't think Daniel Jones has gotten hit that hard yet, but that's definitely his biggest hit in the NFL so far. So this was one of my favorite plays from tonight. It was Darius Slayton, I believe, making his first catch as a New York Giant. He's down here. And he has just big play upside. You could tell from watching his highlights. He's the type of guy that can go up and get it. Has the 4.4 speed as well. And just goes up and makes a really nice play here. Nate Solder almost gave up another sack on back-to-back plays. Gets both feet in, which, for sometimes for rookies is hard to do because obviously in college it's 1 foot down is in bounds. But let's watch Nate Solder here. I mean, he struggled once again with the same thing. And, he almost got beat once again. I give Daniel Jones a lot of credit for staying in there as long as possible. Darius Slayton goes up and gets it. It was a well-placed ball. I mean, just everything done right on this play. And we'll watch the replay. Just a perfect spiral. And, you just love Daniel Jones. I mean, he keeps his eyes downfield. I mean, a lot of times with Eli Manning, nowadays he just ends up looking at the line and doesn't really keep his eyes downfield. But Daniel Jones is doing that. And I'm not saying Eli always did that. This is a bad habit he's gotten into the last few years. I mean, what Daniel Jones did on this play is what Eli Manning did throughout his whole prime. So I'm not trying to say Eli never did this. That would just be false information. But, I mean, just a perfect spiral. Great catch by Slayton. It sucks he did not get in. Obviously, you see his right hand came down out of bounds there, but he got his feet in first, so it is a completed catch. Giants got the ball at the 1, and I believe Rod Smith punched it in for a touchdown. So O'Shane Ximines gets his first sack of the night on this play, and he's right here, number 53. And the left tackle, just terrible technique, gets beat on an inside move. He really didn't have to do much. He just moved his arms out of the way and just got right to the quarterback. So there wasn't much of a fight there from the left tackle. I believe they show the replay. He was, I guess, worrying about Stupar, and then they just left Ximines wide open for the sack. But it counts anyway. Goes towards your numbers. And I really liked what I've seen from O'Shane so far. I mean, he has raw talent, but so far he's looking like he could definitely make an impact in his rookie season, and that's definitely what the Giants need, and that's what I'm hoping happens. So for those watching the last preseason game of Week 4, Nate Stupar is definitely a guy to watch out for. I feel like his job is definitely on the line. But in this play right here, I believe this is him, not positive. Let's take a look. He just blows up the play right here. Yep, that was him. And didn't make the tackle, but gave his guys enough time there and just threw the whole play off. He found the hole and made a really nice play in the backfield. I mean, he got to the guy 3 yards behind the line of scrimmage. You love seeing that from your linebackers. We'll watch from this angle here, which is not taken care of. And, I think the left tackle or left guard was supposed to get over there, but honestly, he just had no time to get over there in time. And no one touched him, so he got in the backfield, made a nice play. But he's had some rough moments in the preseason. He didn't have a great game tonight. He has up and down moments for sure, but I think there's a good chance he does not make this team. But if he has an amazing 4th preseason game, then maybe he could change the minds of the Giants front office. So we'll see what happens with that. As I noted before, Ryan Finley played a nice game in this one, and there was some pressure on this play. Gets the comeback route on, I forget if his name is Henry Tolliver or Henri Tolliver. I don't know if it's French like Henri, but I honestly forget what his name is. That was him on the coverage, and the Giants did get a decent pass rush going, but you could see Finley here gets out of it from the left side. He probably could have ran for a decent amount, probably could have got a first down, decides to throw the ball, add to those passing stats, and number 9, who killed us in this game once again with the catch. And I don't know if they're going to show Tolliver in coverage or not. You might see it here. So right here, he's going to run a comeback, and Tolliver sees it just a bit too late, makes a nice throw on the run, has to go up and get it a little bit, but still a nice throw nonetheless. And, they just made it work. So that's just one of those plays where the opponent outplayed us, and it looked like he was going deep, and then just makes a quick break for the sideline, makes a nice play. So it is what it is. I mean, they just outplayed us on that play. They did get a decent pass rush, and Finley just made a better play. So a lot of credit to him in this game. I think he played very well, and I wouldn't be shocked if Andy Dalton played bad this year and he had to take over at some point. So we'll see what happens with the Bengals. They might be in a rough spot this year. I don't know what's going to happen with them. They probably should not win many games, but who knows? I mean, there's teams that surprise us every year, so we'll see. So this is Corey Ballantyne getting beat on a play. Not really beat. I mean, I'm going to definitely just praise Ryan Finley once again for an awesome throw. Great ball placement. And I mean, yeah, there's really not much you can do with that play, but it was a third down conversion, so I just threw it in here anyway. 2-minute drill. I forget if the Bengals scored on this drive or not. I probably should have known that, but whatever. They were in field goal range after this. Pass rush was I think Kareem Martin's over here, 96. RJ McIntosh. O'Shane's up here, but Finley had just enough time to make that throw, put it in the right spot, and I was definitely impressed with him. Ballantyne had an up and down game. I mean, he was in one of the first plays on defense. He made a really nice play on the first play of the game, but he also got beat by Tyler Boyd later. So, I mean, he had an up and down game, but that's what you expect from a 6th-round rookie. But I think, as time goes on, he'll just keep getting better and better, and we'll see what kind of player he can develop into. So we have O'Shane Ximenez's second sack of the game, once again coming from this top of the screen area right here. And I think he was just unblocked on this play. Like, I think anyone could have made this sack. That's why I put Connor Barwin's name up here. I think Connor Barwin last year literally could have made this play, and we all know how useless he was for the Giants. And let's see, from the right side here, I really don't know what this guy was doing. He puts his arms up like, "What are you doing, guys?" But like, my man, like, what are you doing there? Just left him wide open, and like any defender would have gotten this sack. But I'm happy it was O'Shane. You guys know I love him, so cool to see that. And hopefully he gets some free sacks like that during the regular season. So Daniel Jones here with 19 seconds left, and this kind of shows like how much trust that Pat Shurmur has in him. A lot of times in this situation, tie game, and you're in your own territory on your own 28-yard line, 29-yard line, you would just kneel this ball, take it to halftime. But what the Giants do here is they just go out with Daniel Jones and say, "Hey, pick up some yards for us." And actually, let me backtrack. The Bengals had all 3 downs, so I mean, kneeling the ball there, all 3 downs, might have been a bad idea. So I did not take that into account. But hey, they went for a passing play anyway. Daniel Jones makes the throw of the preseason right here. I mean, this was incredible. Britton Golden makes the catch, and we all know the Giants didn't spike this ball in time. And I don't get it because right here this shows no timeouts. On the Giants broadcast, it showed they have 1 timeout. So I'm looking at the TV like, why the hell aren't they calling a timeout? But from this perspective, he did not have any timeouts left. He being Pat Shurmur, so now it makes more sense. But honestly, like this, we didn't see this too much at Duke. And if we saw more of this, I would not have been so low on Daniel Jones. And, I get it now. He has more time to throw. He has better receivers. But we did not see a lot of this at Duke. I mean, you guys know I made his highlight video. I went back and watched a lot of his games, a lot of questionable throws, just a lot of 4 or 5 yard safe throws. I wasn't too big on Daniel Jones. He always had nice mechanics, and I liked his athleticism, but he was not showing this in college, man. Like, I don't know what happened, but whatever Gettleman saw, he definitely saw the bright side of Daniel Jones, and bringing him to New York might be a winning move that gives us our quarterback for the next 15 years, and it's looking great right now, so I really hope he develops into a superstar quarterback. That would be awesome. He definitely has the mindset for it, the maturity, all that kind of stuff. The ball placement that we all talk about is incredible, and this honestly reminded me of a throw from Josh Rosen, one of my favorites last year in Green Bay. I'll post that in here as well so you guys can see what I'm talking about. It wasn't exactly similar, but a similar type of throw where the receiver made a sliding catch and he placed it in a perfect spot. So that'll be it for this video. And I did have I almost called it a tweet, but I had a post on YouTube before saying I would answer some questions after this game. So right now I'm actually not at my house. I'm kind of on like a mini vacation type of thing. So I'll answer those questions once I get back, probably on Sunday or Monday. So expect a video by then. And until then, I will talk to you guys next time. Thanks for watching.